Introduction to the Uniform Appraisal Dataset. Chapter 3, Uniform Appraisal Dataset. Appendix D, page 6. Project/neighborhood name and occupancy. Shows the project name bar. Shows the neighborhood name underneath it. For condominium appraisals prepared on the 1073 or 1075 form, the appraiser is required to insert the legal name of the project for the subject property. In the sales comparison grid, the appraiser is also required to enter the legal name of the project for each comparable property. On the 1004 or 2055 form, the neighborhood name should be entered. Appendix D states the appraiser should enter a neighborhood name. It may be a name recognized by the municipality in which the property is cited, such as a subdivision name. If there is not a neighborhood name recognized by the municipality, enter the common name by which residents refer to the location. Shows the Uniform Residential Appraisal Report, and then the highlighted part is the occupant, owner, tenant, vacant checkbox. For all UAD report types, the appraiser is required to indicate whether the subject property is occupied by the owner or a tenant, or is vacant as of the effective date of the appraisal. Only one box may be checked. If the property consists of one unit with an accessory unit, the box to be checked must reflect the occupancy status of the main living unit. So, for example, if the main living unit is owner occupied and the accessory unit is vacant, the appraiser must indicate the occupant as owner. As another example, if the main living unit is vacant and the accessory unit is occupied by a tenant, the appraiser must indicate the occupant as vacant. End of page, 37%. Page 7, Special Assessments and PUD. The appraiser should enter any special assessments applicable to the subject property, expressed as an annual amount. If there is more than one special assessment, enter the annualized sum of all special assessments. If there are no special assessments, the appraiser is instructed to enter the numeral 0. Additional information about the special assessments may be provided elsewhere in the appraisal report. A special assessment is different from the usual tax assessment on the parcel. It is usually just a one-time assessment for a special improvement that benefits just one street or section in the neighborhood, such as new sidewalks or drainage system. It does not benefit every parcel in the taxing district. The special assessment is paid off over a certain time period, such as 10 years, and then expires. It may not be apparent that the subject property is subject to a special assessment. You can ask the homeowner, but the surest way is to examine the tax bill carefully. This is an instruction which applies to all UAD form types. And the highlighted part of the URAR is the special assessments, PUD, HOA, per year, per month. PUD. Frequently, the appraisal profession after the lending industry have different definitions regarding what is considered a planned unit development, PUD. In real estate, PUD is defined by the planning department and is a zoning classification. For lending purposes, the zoning classification is not the basis for classifying a project or subdivision as a PUD. Basically, If the project or subdivision requires each unit's owner to pay mandatory HOA fees, then it must be indicated as a PUD for most lending purposes. Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, FHA, and VA all have slight variations on the definitions of a PUD, but for the most part, all define a subdivision as a PUD. If the individual property owners must belong to the homeowners association and must pay mandatory HOA fees. This is another example of a string sequence. If the PUD box is not checked, the appraiser is not required to enter any additional information in this section. If the PUD box is checked, however, the appraiser will be instructed to enter the HOA fees in dollars and check the box indicating per year or per month. If the HOA fees are paid in some other manner, for instance, quarterly, semi-annually, the appraiser must convert the fee to either monthly or annual format. So, for example, if the HOA dues are $150 per quarter, the appraiser must either indicate them as $50 per month or $600 per year. Also, if the appraiser checks the PUD box, the appraiser will be directed to answer the question that appears at the bottom of page 3 regarding control of the HOA. And it highlights, is the developer/builder in control of the homeowners association, HOA, yes or no? For condominium appraisals reported on the 1073 or 1075 form, the condominium association fees must be indicated in the HOA fees section near the top of page 1 of the report form. This is a required field. It shows HOA dollars per year, per month. Appendix D explains the appraiser must enter all applicable homeowners association HOA fees associated with the subject property. Additionally, the appraiser must select the appropriate checkbox to indicate if the amount is payable per year or per month. Only one selection is permitted. If the amount is paid on a different frequency, for instance, bi-monthly or semi-annually, it must be normalized as either per year or per month for reporting. If there are multiple fees assessed, such as for a HOA and a master association, the appraiser must convert the fees to the appropriate frequency, if necessary, and then report the total of all fees in this data field. For instance, if the property is subject to a monthly HOA fee and a quarterly master association fee, the quarterly fee must be converted to a monthly fee and added to the monthly HOA fee. If there are no HOA fees applicable to the subject property, enter the numeral 0. End of page 39%. Page 8, assignment type and client. The assignment type and lender/client fields are requirements for all UAD form types. And it shows the highlighted assignment type, purchase transaction, refinance transaction, other describe boxes. Underneath that is the lender/client and any bank. Most appraisal assignments relate to financing and credit and assist the lender in establishing a value of security for a mortgage loan or to provide an investor with a sound basis for the purchase of real estate mortgages, bonds, or other types of securities. The assignment type is a purchase transaction when the mortgage funding is used to finance the original purchase of a home. Refinances allow the homeowner to modify their existing mortgage. Other may be checked for various lending transactions, but it is most often used for appraisals completed on proposed construction for construction loans, which is a short-term interim loan to pay for the construction of a residential home or for REO appraisal assignments. If the other box is checked, the appraiser must provide a description in the space next to the box. If the transaction is indicated as a purchase, this will trigger the requirement that the appraiser must complete the subject property contract for sale section of the report. In the lender/client field, the appraiser must enter the name of the lender if there is an appraisal management company, AMC, involved. The AMC's name must appear in the appraiser certification section on page 6 of the report, which we will address later. End of page 40%.